Thanks, Jen. And we're going in depth on this story tonight. 30 years later, and the original detective for this case is still baffled. He says it stuck with him all these years, and when he drives by the field Julie Valentine was found in, it still brings him back to that day. He's glad after decades worth of work, they finally made an arrest in this case. The name Julie Valentine is now a symbol of hope. It's helped spark change against child abuse. The detective on scene that first day says he always hoped it would be solved.
Fox Carolina's Kayla Convoy is live tonight outside the Law Enforcement Center in downtown Greenville. So, Kayla, what else did he have to say?
Well, the name Julie Valentine is really kind of a tribute to him in a way. At the time, his girlfriend's name was Julie, and so that's pretty interesting. And Valentine, that part, as you heard, came from a man who was picking flowers in that field where the body was found for his wife for Valentine's Day. They named this baby, and that's kind of what stuck with him, and that's kind of what separates this case from all of the others and why he remembered that innocent baby girl all of these years, because that case became personal.
Terry Christie is retired now, but looking at this field, he knows he'll never forget that one February day in 1990.
It was just a nasty day, and everybody on the scene just, usually detectives try to have some humor at crime scenes, you know, just for what we see every day. And you got to have a little humor to resolve the things that we witness every day. But that day, it was nothing like that. It was no humor that day. It was, everybody was solemn and going about doing their job, and nobody talking much, just not believing what we were seeing.
Because what they were seeing was indescribable. A baby girl found in a vacuum cleaner box, a newborn left for dead.
That's where people would come illegally to dump their trash. And that's exactly what that mother did to that baby. She dumped her, what she called trash, in this field with the rest.
Back then, they knew the key to solving this case was finding the mother, but all they had was a body and a box. And that's where they began.
Things we did was go to Sears and find out who bought that particular model of vacuum cleaner.
Investigators say the mother, Brooke Graham, her husband's name was on the receipt, but the case turned cold. Christie knew they didn't have enough to solve it back then, but he held out hope, collecting every piece of evidence he could, preserving it all, just waiting for technology advances.
Julie Valentine was always on my mind.
Eventually, he retired, and that's where new investigators like Lieutenant Jason Rampey come in. And just this year, they decided to run Julie Valentine's DNA.
DNA was just kind of coming online then. So they were very forward-thinking, very careful, and were relying upon a lot of the work that they did, both the investigators, the forensics technicians, and the medical examiners. So we're very fortunate that they did the work as well as they did it.
Because it allowed current detectives to find a match. The DNA pointed them to Brooke Graham's husband, and he led them to her. And after the news spread, they learned about another baby, a boy, found dumped, almost the same details 10 months prior to Julie Valentine. So they tested his DNA, finding Graham was also the mother. Shocking to many, but never for Christie.
They'd already told me that she had one baby in the toilet and was trying to abandon it, and the father intervened. So when they told me about this one being matching, the DNA matching, it really didn't surprise me. I mean, if she could throw away one child, I mean, what's to say, you know, she's going to throw away another one.
And this case coming full circle really means a lot to him, and it gives him hope that this will happen for other families and cases that he's worked on previously. He says Julie Valentine sparked a legacy in this community, but not all victims are like that. A lot of them are just forgotten, and he says this DNA evidence could help prove to other people that these people are still out there. Reporting live in Greenville, Kayla Convoy, Fox Carolina, at the 10 o'clock news.